Welcome to another episode of the Fresh Blerd Aired podcast. I am your host, Black Thanos, and I am joined by the one and only Rude Kenny. It's
Thanks
been a
for
while, man.
Yes, it has. Thanks for having me today.
So today we're going to tackle the upcoming NFL season. Who we think is going, all the way, who may not go all the way, and some of the news going around the league because a lot of stuff has been going on. Ain't that right?
Yes, it has. It's going to be a very interesting season.
There's a lot of we had a lot of moves and a lot of things have transpired. We had new ownership in Washington.
Yes, have. Thank you, Mr. Josh Harris and Magic Johnson. Thank you very much.
Will the Kansas City Chiefs repeat? Will they be champs again?
Oh, you got to find out my answer later on in the show.
All right, let's dive into it. All right, NFC North.
The NFC North. Let me flip to my predictions. NFC North. Well, the big buzz in the NFC North to me is the Detroit. Everybody's been on the Lions bandwagon. All of a sudden, this is how I see the NFC North coming up. I actually got Minnesota repeating as division champions. I got Minnesota going 10-7 this season. I got Detroit following up with also a record of 10-7. Green Bay is very intriguing that because Aaron Rodgers left, so they got Jordan Love. So Jordan Love has to prove himself this season. But I think the Packers is going to finish 8-9, and I think the Bears is going to follow up, be last in the division with a record 6-11. That's how I
I would
see. That's how I see the NFC North.
I would like to see an upset, and well, I would say probably Minnesota's going to get that. They're going to probably win the division, but I would like to see Detroit get in there.
Now Detroit, they won their last 6 out of 9 games last season, but Detroit still only has one playoff victory since 1991. So I can't keep buying into the hype right now. Detroit, I'm still looking forward how they're gonna do this season. I still have them finishing 10-7 because I think the NFC the North is one of the weaker divisions in football. So
Right.
I can see them still getting at least one win over Minnesota, a win over Green Bay. They probably sweep Chicago. So they still have to face the AFC West. Detroit is gonna be. I'm gonna be watching Detroit, but I'm not on the bandwagon or on like I'm on the fence with them because I'm still going back to their history of not being really competitive as of yet.
All right, let's go to the NFC East.
Oh, that's my division.
The black and blue division.
Well, this is how I got the NFC East. For the first time in almost 20 years, repeat winner of the NFC East. I think
Oh,
I think the Philadelphia Eagles is going to win the NFC East again. J-
yeah, because
Jalen Hurts is the real deal. So I got the Eagles coming out of the NFC East with a record of 12-5. They do have a stretch in the middle of the season where they play Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, and Dallas, which is a tough stretch of schedules,
hmm
but tough stretch of games. I think they got. I'm gonna go. I got them going 12-5. I got the Cowboys following up with a record of 11-6. Cowboys, I believe they have the best defense in the division. I'm not gonna be a hater on Dallas, even though I can't stand the Cowboys. I can't stand them at
Yes.
all. But yeah, but Dak Prescott with the move where they got Trey Lance, Dak Prescott has to step up as well.
If
For
he
real.
don't step up, his pretty much his job is on the line.
And I think that's what Jerry probably did by picking up Trey Lance from San Francisco. Like, I think that's what he probably did. But Trey Lance is still the third quarterback on the team because he's behind Cooper Rush.
They gave
And
him
go ahead.
they gave up like less though.
A fourth round pick. And San Francisco gave up like 2 firsts and for this to get this to move up. And he ain't, I mean, I think that was the worst draft move ever. It's the worst draft move ever now.
But he got
Because
hurt though.
I think they just gave up on him. But when
Because
they
he was fine and he got hurt that one time, and then they just said, screw it because Brock Purdy,
Mr.
you
Irrelevant,
know, Mister wasn't he Mister Irrelevant,
yes, the last pick of the draft.
and they pretty much going with him.
So I'm like, that's crazy. So Dallas, they got Trey Lance. I think he going. I mean, but he gonna be on the bench. Now unless Dak Prescott totally screws it up. You know he led the league in interceptions last year, and he still missed 5 games. He got Dak got to cut off the turnovers. I mean, for Dallas to even go somewhere. I want to see how they're going to do with Tony Pollard as their new running back because they got rid of Zeke.
Because he
Uh,
was always Tony Pollard was like good when he was coming off the bench and everything when he wasn't the quote unquote main guy. Now he'll be like the number one option, right?
yes. So I just want to see how that's going to work out for them. I got my Commanders going 10-7. I'm I firmly believe ever since they sold the team that it's been a total 360-degree change. Like I think everybody is stress free. I think this year, I think with Sam Howell, I'm a believer in Sam Howell.
You gonna believe in Sam Howell?
I said I'm a believer in Sam Howell. I believe in Sam Howell. I believe you with Eric Bieniemy, our new offensive coordinator. We have weapons. I mean, we have McLaurin, Gibson, Samuels, Dotson, Robinson. I mean Logan. I mean we have weapons. All he gotta do is just get the ball in their hands. The defense needs to execute. Hope Trey Young can stay healthy this season.
Oh,
We
you mean
need,
Chase Young?
yeah, Chase Young.
I
We
mean,
need.
yeah, he could. Speaking of Chase Young, you think they're gonna keep him or let him go?
I think they're gonna. It depends on what year he has. If he has a phenomenal season, they going to resign him.
But what's the name? He's on his last thing too, so they gotta the pick between him and Montez Sweat.
I think somehow they're gonna get it done. They gonna keep that front four. If anything they're gonna do, they're gonna keep the front four. They're gonna keep the front four. So I got them going 10-6, 10-7. I got the Giants going 9-8 after making the playoffs last year.
Nine, they barely. They was yeah. Last year they wasn't even supposed to make the playoffs.
I mean, they had a pass interference on us on Sunday Night Football they didn't call, and that really gave them the game. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But Daniel Jones did step up. But I think they're gonna have a setback this year. I think they're gonna have a setback. But they still gonna finish. I think this is the only division that I have all the teams winning uh
At least 10 games.
over five. Well, I have I had the Commanders, the Cowboys, and the Eagles winning at least 10 games. The Giants, they're gonna be close there at 9-8.
I can see the Eagles winning at least 11, 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's why I got them at 12. That sounds just about right to me as well.
All right, what's the next division we got?
We got the NFC South. I got I think this is going to be the weakest division in football. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, okay, since it's so it's very weak. Like who we got in there?
I got the Saints winning the division at 10-7. I think
Hold
Derek
up.
Carr.
And it with Derek Carr's debut, he gonna get them the W for that division.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr because they open up at home against the Titans. I think Derek Carr wins that game. That'd be my pick if I was a betting man. I got the Saints winning at 10-7. The Falcons now they got B.J. Robinson, who is projected to be the offensive rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna have a phenomenal season, but I just don't trust their starting quarterback,
Who's their quarterback?
Riddler. And they picked up Taylor Heineke as well.
Oh well, yeah.
So I'm skeptical about that. I got them at 8-9. I won't be surprised if the Falcons do win the division and this ride B.J. Robinson to the rookie of the year, because I think he might lead the league in rushing. You never know, but I just don't trust there. Tampa Bay is going to be 6-11. I mean,
Even with Baker.
they went from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. Come on now. Nothing against Baker Mayfield. Nothing against Baker Mayfield. I just don't see them winning. They won 8 games. They was 8-9 last year with Tom Brady. When Tom
Mm-hmm.
struggled in his last season, I don't see them winning no 8 games. I got them at 6-11 this year. And the last but not least is the Carolina Panthers. I had them going 5-12 in their first year with rookie and former Heisman winner Bryce Young, number one overall pick.
Number one.
Number one overall pick.
Shoot. Who else we got? What's the next division up that's going up?
In the NFC, we got the N, and my picks for that is I got San Francisco going 13-4. I got the Seattle Seahawks following up at 10-7. The
Mm-hmm.
Rams, their whole remember a couple when they won the Super Bowl that year, they say fuck them picks.
Well,
Well,
them picks came back to haunt them.
yeah, it's biting them in the ass right now. I think Cooper Kupp will recover from his injury. I think Matthew Stafford would do pretty well, but other than that, I don't see them. I see them winning 6 games. I got them going 6-11. And the Arizona Cardinals, I believe they will be the worst team in the NFL next season.
Because they're probably going off their third string quarterback. They said, listen, Kyler Murray not going to be ready.
Kyler Murray is not going to be ready.
They cut Colt McCoy,
and they got Joshua Dobbs. So I got them going 3-14 this year. They might not even win 3 games. I was just being generous.
they got at least win. They probably gonna get to at least 5 or 6.
You think they're gonna win 5 games?
They go if they. That's probably the most they may win unless they surprise everybody. But I'm only giving them 5, between 5 and 6.
I got them winning 3 games, if that. And my playoff. This is how my playoff seeding is going. San Francisco will be the number one seed and have home field advantage. The Philadelphia Eagles will be the number two seed. Minnesota will be three. New Orleans will be four. And the wild card teams will be Dallas, Washington, and Detroit. I got in the NFC Championship game, out of those 7 teams, I
Mm-hmm.
got San Francisco getting their revenge on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, for knocking him out.
Y'all, they're going to prove that all they needed was a quarterback. I think San Francisco beats Philly. And this time it's going to be in San Francisco. And San Francisco will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. I got San Francisco winning the NFC.
Who would you say would be a
Well,
wild card that wouldn't somebody that you wouldn't expect to even sniff the playoffs actually squeak in there?
well, my wild card, I got Dallas, Detroit, and Washington as the wild cards. Now I won't be surprised because I got Detroit, Washington, and Seattle all at 10-7. Now Seattle could make the playoffs because the NFL tie-breaking system is totally different. And
Mm-hmm.
after the head-to-head matchup, they go by the conference record, then go by common opponent, and percentage wise. So you never know how that might wind up. So all three of them might be 10-7, but Seattle could take Washington or Detroit's place in the playoffs. But I still seeing all three of them. Seattle is probably the other team that I could see them squeaking into the playoffs. But other than that, I don't see them really making no noise. I still think San Francisco, Philly, and Dallas are the best three NFC teams. And I still have San Francisco. It could be either, or it could be San Francisco, Dallas, Philly, and Dallas in the NFC title game. But I still think San Francisco will be the team when it's all said and done to come out the NFC.
All right, let's get into the league NFL league news. Washington Commanders new ownership.
Yes, Josh Harris.
It was a long time coming. I didn't think we would ever get here.
Yes, it's been a long time coming. And as a Commanders fan, I am thrilled that we got new ownership and someone that actually cares about the community and this football team. You know
You
he
think
actually,
that?
he actually sat in the stands.
Oh, he sat in the stands with the fans.
Yes, Dan Snyder wouldn't do that in a billion years.
You think they should change the name?
I think I think they're gonna change the name. I really think they're gonna change the name, but it's not gonna happen this year. It's not gonna happen next year because they had to go through a process, and you got to go through the trademark process. I really see us changing our names in 2025 at the earliest. At the earliest, 2025.
People wanted to go back to the old name, right?
The president Jason Wright just came out and said that's not happening. Period. Because it was over 100,000 signatures
Signatures.
on a petition, and he said that's not happening. Period. I don't know, I don't know how the process works. I'm not familiar with that, but I think they're gonna change the name before 2025
It won't be.
at the
It
early.
ain't gonna be back to what it used to be. I know that.
No, I don't think that, as much as I want them to have the original name back, I just still don't see it possibly happening. They probably changed command. I know they're gonna change commanders. This lame ass name right now.
That was just something that they they settled on, I guess.
Yes. So I really think they're gonna change the name by 2020. I give them till 2025. This is just is like his warm up year, just to get to know people. Yeah, right. Get to know the team, the
Yep.
facility. So like by 2025, I really think that's when all things is gonna really fall in place. Cause we just had an upgrade on the stadium of $40 million. So he gonna upgrade the stadium. I still think they want to put the team back in Washington at the RFK site. So I won't see that happening until another lease, because the lease for FedEx Field, I believe, is up in 2028. So I don't see nothing. So within like the next that's 5 years from now. So I don't really see nothing about RFK happening until before 2030.
Because I keep seeing news talk about, all right, RFK is about to get demolished, and then it survived somehow.
Well, like that's what the fans want, and me personally, I do want to see it go back like a brand new stadium at RFK. Like, cause I really think if they're gonna build the stadium in RFK, I think the goal is to have the NFL host a Super Bowl here. Cause remember, about it was about like what, about 10 years ago, was in New York.
Yep.
When they built the Giants and Jets stadium, they get a cold weather Super Bowl. So, but they always like warm weather Super Bowls, and the NFL try something new. But if they gonna build a stadium here, it's probably gonna have to. They want to get a Super Bowl here. Probably have a retractable roof so it won't have no snow or rain during that time. That's just I'm just throwing a curveball, throwing it out there. Like, that's the only thing I could see if they're gonna have a stadium, like so they can track the NFL to have a Super Bowl.
All right, let's talk about the Jonathan Taylor situation.
Jonathan Taylor is playing checkers, and the coach are playing chess. Like, come on, man. Like, what's really going on here?
He was almost about to go to Miami.
I don't see him like. I still don't see the coach trading for him though. Like, he might sit out the entire season. To be honest with you,
He can't. He gonna lose money.
exactly,
How
exactly,
much how much money you willing to lose? This ain't the NBA where you can sit out because you're in NBA, your contract is guaranteed whether you play or not, right?
exactly. But I don't. I Black Thanos. I'm trying to tell you, it's like hard for me to see that him coming back to the coach and the
He
coach.
gonna end up he gonna play this season. He just ain't gonna like it because they said they won't I guess explore the trade until I think like the trade deadline may be like October. So that they won't even talk about anything until October. So pretty much they're gonna like we're gonna revisit this again at a later date and see what else is out there because they talked to Miami and I think it was Chicago. They asked Miami like, okay, we'll give you Jonathan Taylor and say give us Jalen Waddle.
Miami ain't giving up no
It's
Jalen.
like, nah, that's all right though.
They're not giving Miami's not giving up no daggone Jalen Wall. They got the two fastest receivers in the league with him and Tyreek Hill. I mean, I don't see that even happening. I was talking to one of my friends the other day. They're not gonna send him to an AFC team. They're gonna send him over to the NFC, and I think the only logical team they probably gonna send him to, it's like if they do get one his trade request, they probably send him to like Chicago, Carolina, a team like that. They don't want to send him to no contenders at all. Because Miami's a contender. They was in the playoffs last year. They came up short against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
but Tua didn't play that game. But they're not gonna send him where he want to go, because you know how like like you in the NBA, they let them do whatever they want. They get traded. I want to go to the LA. They send them to LA. Then NFL not gonna work like that. They're not gonna send
No,
you.
you can't just like it's like stuff like that. It's less likely to happen in the NFL. Like it's easier for that to happen in the NBA and everything. NFL, you really can't just say I want to go here. Like you don't really have a choice.
Exactly.
Ellie, but what's his name? He did it, and he said I want to play here. What's his name? Eli Manning.
Oh,
Said he
that was
said
like that was like before the draft.
he's like I don't want to play in what's that? San Diego.
Yeah. John Elway did it too. John Elway did it in 1983 when he got drafted by the Baltimore Colts, and they
He said
traded
I
him.
don't want to play in Baltimore. I want to go to what is it? Denver.
Yeah, he got traded. Got traded to Denver.
Because of course they're going where the money in the market is. And at that time, you said it was the Baltimore Colts,
Yes, at the time the Baltimore Colts.
and they didn't have no like no type of media outlet type thing or whatever down there in Baltimore at the moment. So he
Yeah,
want to go in Denver
because the
where it's
next
more, you get yourself out there.
because the following year in '84 they went to they moved to excuse me, to Indianapolis in the middle.
Hmm. So they moved to Indianapolis after that. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
they still didn't, become real big until what's it, Indianapolis didn't become too, a good destination until Peyton Manning got there and did good, right?
I mean, you look back at it like, yeah, because the Colts really wasn't, yeah, until Peyton came in 1998. And then after Peyton, it was Andrew Luck. Then when Luck retired, they really haven't even make no really noise. But then,
Mm-hmm.
but they did get the Super Bowl out of 2006.
See, all right, let's go on to Lamar Jackson.
Yes,
Since he came back.
I think I think Lamar Jackson's gonna have a phenomenal season this year. I think the Baltimore Ravens gonna have one of the top 5 offenses this season, especially with the signing of Odell. And I think
Yeah,
Odell,
but I can't trust him.
you can't trust Odell.
No, you know why?
Why? Why? What's wrong?
Because he injury prone.
I mean, not
You saw what happened in the Super Bowl.
that was.
Great, like he made the touchdown, yes, but then he got injured on a non-contact play.
I mean, you a lot of players get injured on non-contact plays. To be honest with you, I mean that's just how sometimes the field and the turf is like that's like the worst thing to get injured on a non-contact play. I mean, it's the way because they do so much stretching and stuff, and like them tendons is so tight after that. So like
Hmm.
you never know when you're making a move when you catch the ball come down, you might come down wrong on your Achilles, your ACL. Like
Yeah,
some players get injured by making like a juke, like just making a spin move, a juke like that. It's not like non-contact, and that's the worst, non-contact injuries.
it's like no
But
matter what, it's like no matter what stadium or whatever you go to, everybody's field is different. But it's like you're gonna get hurt regardless. So it's really no point of doing a lot of complaining when it comes to stuff like that because everybody's joint's different, and you're gonna get hurt regardless.
yeah, but I still really still think that I think Odell's gonna do well, and I think Baltimore
No,
gonna
I
do.
want him to do well. It's just that you know he's not really reliable on being healthy. because he's always getting hurt.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna have one of the best. I think they're still gonna have one of the best offense, top five offense in the league with Philly, Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Let's talk about, can the Kansas City Chiefs repeat?
Well, let's go. Let's start just doing predictions for each AFC division. We can start with the AFC West.
All right, what you got?
Here's my shocker. My shocker. I think that the Los Angeles Chargers are going to win the AFC West this year with a record of 12-5.
And who they got to go through to get that?
Kansas City, Denver, and Las Vegas. I think the Chiefs are going to have the exact same record of 12-5. But I think the Chargers are going to have the better division record. That's which is going to reward them the division title. They have yet to reach. Chris Jones is not there, and that's going to detriment their defense,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. So he's saying he might come back at week 8. So I think that's going to hurt Kansas City in the long run. So that's how I see it happen. I got Denver with Sean Payton. Man,
That was something I didn't expect.
if Russ don't cook this season, I think he's done. But I just don't think Denver is going to do anything anyway. I got them at 8-9, and I got the Las Vegas Raiders rounding out at 5-12. But I do have the Chargers and the Chiefs making the playoffs at 12-5, but the Chargers winning the division.
Should, depending on how everything is looking right now, I can see the Chargers repeating.
The Chargers,
Except since they don't have, you know, Eric the Enemy there no more.
let's go to the AFC. Since we talked about Baltimore, let's go to the AFC North. How your divisional rankings look for that, or standings at the end of the season look for that?
Who we got in the AFC North?
Well, this is how I got it. I got Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is going to have the best record in the National Football League. I got them going 13-4. I think Joe Burrow will be the league MVP.
If he healthy,
He's healthy. Trust me, he's healthy. He's gonna be healthy.
Mr. Strain Hamstring.
He's going. Actually, it's a calf. It's a calf. But I think he's gonna be 13. I think they're gonna be 13-4. I think the Ravens will be in the playoffs. I think they'll be 11-6. I got the Steelers being 10-7, but they will be 10-7. I don't think they will make the playoffs though.
Hold on, what about the Browns though?
The Browns will be 8-9 this season.
Even with their quarterback situation being set.
With their quarterback situation being set, this is going to be the most competitive division in the NFL. I think all these games, the AFC North is going to be competitive and come down to the wire. That's why I got almost all of them having above 500 record, just like I did the NFC East. Cincinnati 13-4, the Ravens at 11-6, Steelers at 10-7, and Cleveland at 8-9. That's how I see that division.
Mm-hmm.
What about yourself?
We got we got the Dolphins.
That's
the AFC. Which one is the AFC? What?
That's the AFC. We're talking about the AFC North.
AFC North. That's with Cincinnati, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going for Cincinnati, but I say the wild card. I say Cleveland. An unexpected team to squeak out of there. I say Cleveland. I can see Cleveland doing a wild card, but I
Not
see Cincinnati winning that whole division.
not bad. Not bad. All right, let's talk about the AFC South.
Who we got in the AFC South?
I got Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the AFC South.
You talking about Sunshine?
Sunshine, sunshine,
The
sunshine.
Jacksonville Jaguars beating that whole division, just winning it out.
I think they gonna sweep. I think they beaten Tennessee twice. I think they beat Indianapolis twice, and I think they beat Houston twice. They going 6-0 in that division. They gonna finish up with 12-5. I got Jacksonville 12-5, Tennessee 7-10. I got Indianapolis with their rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson at 5-12, and I got Houston with CJ Stroud at 4-13. That's gonna be a terrible. That's really gonna be. It's basically Indianapolis and Houston are rebuilding. Tennessee, I still don't know what's gonna be up with them this season. But Indy and Houston, they gonna have 5-4 wins. That's just how I see it.
5-4.
They gonna have. That's what I got. I got Indy at 5 wins, and I got Houston at 4 wins.
Yeah, can you at least give them at least 6?
Where do you? I don't see them winning those 6 games with no rookie quarterback. All the rookie quarterbacks, even Carolina got a rookie quarterback. I had them winning 6 games. Yeah, 5 games for Carolina.
Well, out of all the rookie quarterbacks, who's getting that rookie of the year though?
Oh, the rookie of the year is going to B.J. Robinson out of Atlanta. He's gonna get the rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year. That's just my opinion.
All right, let's get to my team's division with the Dolphins.
I would like to hear your opinion. So is the Dolphins winning the AFC East? Is they
As
going back to the playoff? Can Tua
Hey,
stay?
as much they better go back. I would be happy. But since the arrival of Aaron Rodgers, our thing has went down dramatically. It's like when Tom Brady ran that whole division while he was there.
Yes.
So now we're back to Aaron Rodgers come up in here, and now it's like shoot, here we go again.
My this is okay. This is my honest opinion. AFC East. I think Buffalo is going to be 12-5. I got Aaron Rodgers and the Jets going 11-6. I think they're going to struggle the first couple of weeks of the season. Then Aaron's going to get it together by the second half of the season, and
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna make a playoff run because he's gonna have to get used to the receivers, used to the New York City limelight. I think I got them at 11-6. I got your Dolphins at 9-8. My question with the
9-8.
yes, my thing with the Dolphins is can Tua stay healthy? That's my opinion. Can he stay
Yeah,
healthy?
I hope so. Because if he can't stay healthy, then shit. Then we gotta go to the backup.
Then I got New England rounding up the division at 7-10.
Since they got Zeke over there now.
I knew I can. It's nothing. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time, but Bill Belichick while Tom Brady is a
Mm-hmm.
story. He's a master game planner, a master, but he needs an elite level quarterback. And my opinion, I don't think Matt Jones is up to it yet.
I see them probably if Matt Jones don't do it this season, and if they depending on their draft stock, they may not pick up his option.
I mean, I mean that's true, but the only big prospect coming out of college is Caleb Williams for next year. So it depends on what NFL team gonna tank this season. But I don't think no teams going. No teams don't. It's no tanking in football. So
Yeah, because you can't actively lose on purpose.
exactly. But
Like the way somebody's tanking if they put in their third string quarterback.
yes, exactly.
That's
So
how like, oh, that's what we doing.
so I don't see that happening. So, but the Patriots will remain respectable. I had them at 7-10. But as far as my playoff season seedings go, I got Cincinnati as the number one seed.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo is the second seed. I got Jacksonville as the third seed. I got the Chargers at the Kansas City, Baltimore, and the New York Jets are the wild card teams. My AFC championship game, I have the Baltimore. I mean, not Baltimore. The Buffalo Bills
Mm-hmm.
beating the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC title game.
I can see that.
That's what I got.
What you got for let's see what we got for NFC.
I
I
had
say
I had San Francisco. So it will be Buffalo versus San Francisco in Super Bowl 58. And my Super Bowl 58 winner will be the Buffalo Bills. I think the
Buffalo Bills finally getting it done.
I think Buffalo finally gets over the hump this season. I think that they finally do it. I think they was God bless them, Damar Hamlin. That Damar Hamlin situation really shook them up last season. I think they come back this season, refocus with all their playoff hard with the two losses to Kansas City in the AFC Championship a few years ago, and that shootout in the AFC Divisional playoff as well in back-to-back seasons, and they lost to Cincinnati last year. I think they come back to get revenge. I got them both beating. I got them beating both Kansas City and Cincinnati in the playoffs this year. So I think Josh Allen finally gets off the hump, and I think he will be lifting the
I
LeBron.
don't know. He's on that. They still got that Madden cover curse.
He's going. He's going to break the curse. Damn, yeah, that's right. He was on the cover of Madden. He was on the
Yeah.
cover.
No, he on there.
I mean, Tom Brady went to the Super Bowl when he was on the cover of Madden.
He
Gronk
was on
went
the Madden cover twice.
and Rob Gronkowski went to the Super Bowl. Why not have Buffalo go to the
Is,
Super
is that only is it only for certain people?
Bowl? I'm not gonna try to get it all. In my personal opinion, I think Buffalo is gonna forget the Madden curse, forget all that. Buffalo is winning the Super Bowl. That's who I got. I got Buffalo, Cincinnati in the AFC title game. San Francisco, Philly in the NFC title game. Buffalo meets San Francisco in the Super Bowl. It's going to be in Vegas. I think Buffalo wins that game. Wins a tight one. He outplays Brock Purdy. Then Stephon Diggs gonna have a fantastic game. Maybe the Super Bowl MVP, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be Buffalo lifting and winning their first ever Super Bowl.
And first and last,
Oh, I don't know all that.
unless unless they just keep winning and winning and winning, then we got a problem.
I don't think they're gonna keep winning and winning and winning
They're gonna
because
at least get they're gonna at least get at least one.
they gonna get one. Cincinnati gonna get one. Sunshine and Jacksonville gonna get one. I see those three teams win the Super Bowl within in the next 6 years. Like within the next 6 years, those three teams they gonna Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville. You heard it here first. Before 2030, I think all three of them is going to win at least one title because they got all three got franchise quarterbacks.
You know what'll be funny?
What?
If Jacksonville win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
You think WWE gonna give them a belt?
Not Khan still in the owner at AEW.
You see, did you hear about they got a deal now and they make like championship belts for all the NFL teams?
Except for Jacksonville.
Yeah, they had Jacksonville up there, but then they took it down. I mean, we
That's
know why.
that's being petty. That's being petty. I think. Well, who you got in the Super Bowl? Black Thanos.
In the NFC championship game, I got the 49ers.
Yes.
I see the 49ers and the Eagles
Same
in
as
the
me.
NFC championship game.
Same as me.
And in the AFC, I got to give it up to probably the Chargers.
Woo! Hey,
Chargers and Buffalo.
I got them winning the division, but that's all.
Shoot,
Chargers.
they just locked up old boy for some more years.
Who?
What's the Chargers quarterback name?
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yes, they just I think they either picked up his option or just signed him to a new contract. But I like the Chargers going up against Buffalo.
That's not bad.
And in the Super Bowl, 49ers, Buffalo.
49ers Buffalo. Just like me. And we got the same. We got the same.
But I say 49ers pull it out. They
Oh,
win.
so you got the 49ers. Come on. You can't now. Black Thanos. Now, if those two teams happen to meet in the Super Bowl, are you willing to wager some wings on it?
Well, does it have to be like say, oh, if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I owe you this?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. 50 wings and I want mine from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Of course. That's
10
only it. That's
I
only
want
when
five,
they have to do they have to win it, right?
yes, they have to win it.
Sure. What do I get out of this?
What do you want? That's why I want out of it. What do you want?
All right. If the 49ers, you said if they on your end, you said if they win.
If Buffalo wins the Super Bowl,
Oh, you said if Buffalo wins,
yeah, because we got the same
I
Super.
owe you. I owe you 50 wings.
Yes, we got the same Super Bowl matchup, but you got San Francisco and I got Buffalo.
All right, if
They
the
they
49ers
they
win,
but they have to meet in the Super Bowl though. They have to meet
they
Buffalo.
have. Oh, they have to meet in the Super
They
Bowl.
meet in the Super Bowl. If not, the bet is void.
Okay, if the 49ers and Buffalo Bills meet in the Super Bowl, and the 49ers win,
Yes.
I want you to go on all your social media platforms and say that I'm the best in the world. Not no typing stuff. I want you to video record yourself saying Black Thanos is the best in the world, and he was right.
Deal. Shake on it.
All right,
Deal.
we in agreement.
We're in agreement.
That's only if both of the teams make it to the Super Bowl.
That's only if both the teams make it to the Super Bowl. That's only if they do meet. Make sure you play this back. And when you play this back, I want my lemon pepper, honey barbecue. Want my what else? Garmazon parlay.
Well, you better put that on paper. You better write that down because I'm not gonna remember.
I want the hottest one, fire. Like I want all that. I want all the smoke.
Of course, and we will record it so everybody know. Like, all right, we make sure that it went through.
Exactly.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Any final thoughts?
Make sure y'all catch my podcast, the Therudekennypodcast. This season is a new season of the Therudekennypodcast coming soon, as well as the Washington Fans Post Game Podcast, which me and my friends talk about Washington Commanders. That's coming out this week. And FUCK Walmart.
Damn. Oh, that's funny. This has been another episode of the Fresh Blerd Air podcast. I am your host, Black Thanos, signing out.